Courtney Dauwalter's performance at this year's UTMB may just be her most inspiring yet. Here's why. Prior to this year's race, I couldn't see any result other than another Courtney Dauwalter win. People had warned me not to underestimate Ruth Croft, but I thought, like many others, if Courtney ran her best race, she would win. Of course, as we now know, Courtney didn't have her best race and Ruth Croft won in a time that beats two of Dauwalter's previous winning times, albeit on a slightly shortened course. But this video isn't about Ruth Croft's win, impressive and worthy as it is. It's about arguably the most inspirational and emotional 10th place finish of any race anywhere in the world. Whilst the crowds came out in force, as they should, to see Ruth Croft over the line, there were perhaps more photographers, even more people lining the streets, cheering even louder for Courtney Dauwalter as she came home 3 hours behind the winner. But as Ruth Croft herself acknowledged, Courtney is the queen. She is the GOAT. She's won UTMB 3 times, Western States twice, Hard Rock, Javelina, Mount Fuji, Trans Gran Canaria, the list goes on. She's undoubtedly a huge draw. But I don't think that's the reason that she received such a huge welcome home on Saturday evening. We are all accustomed to seeing elite athletes drop out of races if things aren't going well. It's perfectly normal, it's expected. It's nothing to be embarrassed about from an elite athlete's perspective. What it is about is not putting unnecessary stress on the body, unnecessarily risking injury for no gain. It's also partly about trying to maintain the highest possible ranking on the UTMB Performance Index. If you look on the UTMB website, you'll see each runner has a performance index. The higher the number, the more elite you are. Whilst the odd under par performance isn't going to have too much of an effect, elite athletes would rather DNF than risk their performance index and world ranking taking a hit. So why didn't the world's greatest ultra runner simply pull out when she knew her day was done? Why carry on when there's nothing to be gained and so much to potentially lose? And it's in the answer to this question that we find out who Courtney Dauwalter really is. When I interviewed her prior to the race, I was given 60 seconds and I asked just 2 questions. Firstly, who is Courtney Dauwalter? Is she an athlete who wants to win the race, or is she simply a fan of the sport?
I'm a fan of the sport. I think trail running is so cool, and I think trying hard things is even cooler.
And number 2, was she going for a time?
It's never about a time, it's never about a place. I'm back again to test myself on this amazing course and to see how well I can make a loop of UTMB.
Courtney, thank you very much. Really, best of luck out there.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. That was it. I reckon that was exactly a minute.
You nailed it.
Those answers speak to the true Courtney. Those answers make her one of us. Last year, I was standing at Notre Dame de la Gorge opposite Courtney as she cheered and shouted support for every runner who passed, including Katie Scheid, the eventual winner. She wasn't racing last year. She was there supporting and enjoying the atmosphere like the rest of us, just like a normal fan of the sport.
This is the best. I love it.
A couple of years ago, Courtney ran the Javelina 100k. She finished in 99th position and scored a mere 359 on the performance index, way below her usual 800 or so. Why? Simply because she wanted to run a race with her mum. How many other elite athletes would do that? There was no shame or embarrassment about finishing so low down the field. There was no concern for her performance index. In fact, I'd hazard a guess she doesn't even know what her performance index is. All she wanted to do was capture those memories and have that time with her mum. Being out on the trails, seeing the scenery, meeting people, spending time with those you love, breathing fresh air, looking at the stars. All those things are more important to Courtney Dauwalter than winning a race. She just happens to be very good at winning races as well. But also, Courtney's line about doing hard things, about challenging yourself, competing against yourself to do those hard things, is more important to her than winning any race, and that's why she didn't drop out. Sure, there are times when there's simply no option but to drop. At UTMB this year, she was having a really tough time, and it would have been so easy for Courtney to pull out of the race. But the beauty of this loop, the respect she has for the mountain and the sheer love she has for the sport, meant she had to try and get round if she could, regardless of time or position. It's never about a time, it's never about a place. So when Courtney Dauwalter finished her loop of Mont Blanc late on Saturday afternoon, 3 hours after Ruth Croft, hundreds lined the streets to welcome her home. Never has the UTMB theme Conquest of Paradise been played for the 64th overall finisher. Owen Flynn, voice of UTMB, was on the mic as though she'd won, and Place de l'Église was as alive and fervent as it was during any of her 3 previous wins. Because this was a win for finishing what you start, for choosing the hard thing when quitting is so much easier, for joy over ego, for running over ranking. Courtney Dauwalter finished UTMB 2025 for all of us and with all of us. Thank you very much for watching to the end. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do that now. I'd be most grateful. And if you'd like to watch Jim Walmsley sprinting to the end of OCC at this year's UTMB, then click that link right there. I will see you over there shortly. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the start line next time.